Lakers/LeBron win it all. Suns trade for Chris Paul. Warriors trade for Kelly Oubre. Bucks trade for Drew Holiday. Pelicans trade for Steven Adams and then re-sign him for some reason. John Wall and Russell Westbrook swap teams. 76ers get off Horford's contract. Shortened offseason. Vince Carter retires from basketball. Nets hire Steve Nash. Knicks hire Tom Thibodeau. Tyronn Lue's now the head coach for the Clippers. 76ers now hire Doc Rivers. Timberwolves draft Anthony Edwards. Warriors pass on LaMelo Ball. Everyone clowns the Bulls for drafting Patrick Williams, even Bulls fans. AD resigns. Danny Ainge gets greedy and loses Hayward for nothing. Ibaka signs with the Clippers only to later get hurt for the majority of the season. Montrez goes from the Clippers to the Lakers. Christian Wood to the Rockets. Clippers actually give Batum a chance after playing terribly the previous season. Hawks sign Rondo, Gallinari, and Bogdanovich. Jay Crowder signs with Phoenix. Jeremy Grant to the Pistons. Thunder go full-on tank mode. Lakers and Nets are the consensus top two teams. Clay is hurt again. Giannis resigns with the Bucks. Rudy Gobert gets a supermax with the Jazz. No one knows how good KD will be post-injury. Okay, Jaren Jackson Jr. is hurt, but he should be back by February. NBA Christmas is kinda lame. Wizards start the season terribly. TJ Warren doesn't even get to prove if he's the real deal or not. COVID. Steph Curry is literally by himself for the first part of the season. Raptors are terrible. 76ers start great, and it actually stays that way. Celtics start amazing for the first 10 games, but it didn't last very long. Hornets could actually be a playoff team, and there goes the injuries. Well, Fultz was fun while he was healthy. Knicks are a playoff team for the first part of the season, but no one really believes it. Christian Wood takes a huge leap. Embiid looks like the easy MVP favorite, and he's injured again. James Harden traded to the Nets, which ends up saving Karis LeVert's life. Cavs get Jared Allen for basically nothing. Sexland runs Brooklyn. Cavs trade KPJ for nothing to the Rockets. Wait, how did Tyrese Halliburton fall so low? Mavericks are terrible. Pelicans are terrible. LaMelo Ball is thriving while Anthony Edwards struggles. Someone drug test Julius Randle. Knicks trade for Derrick Rose and it works perfectly. Terry Rozier is playing better than Kemba Walker. That is hilarious. Zach LaVine plays amazing. Almost like all NBA caliber. Man, people really call Denny Avdija the next Luka. Both Garland and Sexton look amazing. Can Cat and D'Lo have one healthy season? DeAndre Hunter looks like the second best Hawk for the first 15 games. And he's injured. James Wiseman gets injured. Luka's still playing like a future greatest of all time. Oh, Celtics fans now starting a Jaylen Brown versus Jason Tatum debate? Fred VanVleet gets 54 points with only 6 misses. That is insane. Steve Nash should not be employed. All-Star Weekend. Embiid and Simmons both ruled out the day before the All-Star game starts. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the real deal. Okay, it is now March, and there is no sign of Jaren Jackson Jr. TJ McConnell gets a triple-double with steals. Lloyd Pierce hates his players, so he gets fired, and everything turns for the better for the Hawks. Myers Leonard... Never mind. Wait, the Knicks are actually nice? Blake Griffin signs with Nets after Pistons buy him out. Heat trade for Victor Oladipo, who plays a total of 4 games. Injuries are a super team's biggest weakness. Everyone ignores that Giannis should be an MVP candidate just because he won it twice before. Rockets lose 20 games in a row when Christian Wood got injured and still weren't the worst team in the West. Every team wants Alonzo Ball at the deadline. Bulls trade Wendell Carter for Nikola Vucevic to try and contend for the playoffs. Celtics have a trade clause, so they get Fournier, but don't Google it. Lou Williams for Rondo swap. Gary Trent gets traded for Norman Powell. LeBron and AD get hurt. GG. Lakers signed Drummond midseason, but did it really help anything? Okay, it is now April, and no sign of Jaren Jackson Jr. Miles Turner is a winning center, if only he could stay healthy. This is the Nuggets year to win it all. Oh, nice. Jamal Murray injury. Paul George looks good, but this is the regular season, so... Jimmy Butler is having an amazing season, but because his points per game is lower than the other players, he isn't. Zion is a future first ballot Hall of Famer, and this is an understatement. Spurs are still somehow in playoff contention. Popovich is the GOAT. Edwards shows his all-NBA potential in the second half of the season. Kelly Olynyk plays like an all-star in Houston. Oh yeah, Jazz are good. Like, very good. Oh yeah, Suns are good. Like, very good. Okay, it's now May, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is back, but he's not good. Michael Porter Jr. just has the most efficient season in NBA history. Never doubt Westbrook's ability to make the playoffs. Jokic is MVP. LaMelo is Rookie of the Year. Julius Randle is Most Improved Player. Rudy Gobert is Defensive Player of the Year. Jordan Clarkson is Sixth Man of the Year. Tom Thibodeau wins Coach of the Year. Now the NBA play-in tournament. The Pacers blow out the Hornets, beating them 144 to 117. Celtics beat the Wizards, so the Celtics get the 7th seed. Grizzlies barely beat the Spurs. One of the best games of the year, Lakers vs. Warriors. LeBron hits an insane 3-point dagger to beat the Warriors 103 to 100. The Wizards score 142 to beat the Pacers to get the 8th seed. And the Grizzlies beat the Warriors, knocking them out of the playoffs, and the Grizzlies get the 8th seed. Crazy. And it's playoff time. 76ers dominate the Wizards in 5, but I barely honestly watched. The Miami Heat realize that this isn't the bubble, and the Bucks sweep them. Nets beat the Celtics in 5, but Tatum looked nice. The Hawks beat the Knicks in 5, but Madison Square Garden was crazy. Anthony Davis gets hurt, and the Suns beat the Lakers in 6, even though personally, I think the Suns would win either way. Oh yeah, that was the first time ever Chris Paul played LeBron in the playoffs. Jazz beat the Grizzlies in 5. Luka has to be top 10 all time eventually. How did he force the Clippers to 7? Give Damian Lillard some help, as the Nuggets beat the Blazers in 6. A hack a bench strategy helps the Hawks beat the 76ers in 7. Injuries lob a series win to the Bucks as they beat the Nets in 7, with KD averaging like 37. Rudy Gobert gets exposed as a defensive player as the Clippers beat the Jazz in 6, even with a Kawhi injury. Suns sweep the Nuggets, and oh yeah, Ayton is a beast. Giannis and Trae Young get hurt in the Eastern Conference Finals, but luckily for the Bucks, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton play like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson as the Bucks win in 6. Kawhi's absence is very frustrating as the Clippers lose to the Suns in 6, and shout out Paul George and Ayton again. And in the NBA Finals, Giannis proves why he should be one of the greatest players of all time eventually, as the Bucks come down from 0-2 to beat the Suns in 6. That was the video, so if you enjoyed, like it up. Subscribe. I have 195 subscribers. I gained 5 subscribers just yesterday. Amazing. Much love. If we can get 200 by the end of the week, that would actually be insane. And yeah, just comment anything and peace.